All right, wonderful people. Welcome back to this wonderful channel where we bring you back-to-back updates and information as see the hot. If this is your first time of joining us on this wonderful channel, kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news drop, you go be the first. We'll collect them. Well, let's go down to the news proper as see the hot. You don't share. Plenty matters they my table for this morning now. They're gonna bring them one by one to you. First of all, now the matter we say it concern Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ohanezendigbo, one of Ndigbo, as Deputy Speaker Carlo has said that he is optimistic that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will soon be released. Deputy Speaker Carlo, he's also from Abia State. He's more like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's brother. He has made a statement that he's optimistic that Nnamdi Kanu will be released soon as possible. I don't doubt his antecedent. I don't doubt his belief or how optimistic he is. But the where I have doubt is not about saying that you are optimistic that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be released very soon. But my point is, what are the efforts that is being made to be able to make sure that Kanu is released from the DSS detention? What effort are they making to be able to actualize this? Because some people say that I'm too much talking, not the full basket, but action speaks louder than words. Maybe before I'll come back to that, let's go down to full detail of this particular information. Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Benjamin Carlo, confirmed on Tuesday that he has met with the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, a couple of times at the Department of State Service facility, expressing high hopes that he will soon regain his freedom. Amended and Section 107 Bracket 1 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015. Honorable Kanu, who disclosed this in a statement issued in Abuja through his chief press secretary, Levinus Mwabiohu, expressed excitement over the recent call by 50 members of the 10th House of Representatives, led by Honorable Obi Agwocha, seeking for the release of the detained leader of the IPOB. He also applauded the lawmakers spread across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country and the political parties for throwing their weight behind him on the appeals for Kanu's freedom. According to the Deputy Speaker, there are expectations that the Southeast caucus will also arise in unison to support the effort. Recalling the impeachment of the Peace in the Southeast Project, PISE, a social advocacy group he founded that promotes the idea of a non-kinetic approach to resolving the security challenges and other sociological issues in the Southeast geopolitical zone of Nigeria. Carlos said that the release of the IPOB leader was very crucial to the restoration of peace in the zone. He said that a milestone has been recorded in his private engagement with the authorities on achieving a political solution in Kanu's case. The Deputy Speaker recalled that Honorable Agwocha accompanied him in one of those engagements with the decision makers in the country on the issue. Honorable Carlo, however, stated that some high-profile security issues are not product of advertisement in the media, hence the need to keep them confidential in order to not to jeopardize the gains so far are made. The Deputy Speaker, who also revealed that he has met with Kanu a couple of times in the Department of State Service detention facility, said that hopes are high that the IPOB leader will soon regain his freedom. In the last visit, 2 weeks before the court appearance, Carlo had discussed and obtained a firm assurance on the side of the IPOB leader on the need for sustainable peace in the region. Notably, that agreement has since been communicated to the delight of the authorities and Kanu's younger brother as his family representative. While thanking the lawmakers for their support, Galore, who also represented Ben, the federal constituency of Abia State, appealed to Nnamdi to remain calm and hope and avoid provocative comments on the issue in the light of the treason that the government of the day cannot be compelled either covertly or overtly. He stressed that with diplomacy, a solution will be finalized. Galore also warned against merchandise of Mazi and Kanu'S incarceration for selfish economic gain, which runs at variance with his wish, emphasizing that the IPOB leader should not be used as a political tool for any political capital. He urged all those genuinely supporting the advocacy for his freedom to go about it dispassionately with the face of humanity and for no personal interest, so that the work quietly done on it so far will not be a waste. My brother, this one is coming from Deputy Speaker of House of Assembly, Galore, who is also the speaker representing Bende. He has said a lot of things which I'm supposed to say here, that a lot of people are using Mazi and Kanu'S issues for personal political aggrandizement. Most of them knows that election is coming quite soon in some states, especially at the southeast part, and you find out that most of these people, when election comes, you see them using Kanu as a bait to meet up with their personal political gain. Of course, from what we have seen so far, even from 1999 to date, you and I can conclude that the politicians are not here for us. They are here for their pocket. They are here for their family. They are here for their next 20 generation that they want to amass wealth for, that they want to keep wealth for. That is what they are here for, because if not, why would the politicians be receiving all the stipends, allowance, salary, and the rest of them, and yet nothing has been done in this country? We don't have steady electricity. We don't have good road network. We don't have good hospital. Nothing. The government is not doing anything for the citizens of Nigeria. There is nothing the government has done for the citizens. The light is not stable. People pay for the light and it is not stable. You go to the hospital, you cannot be able to access the hospital facility without paying. This is federal government facility, which is supposed to be at your beck and call, and you must pay first before these people will attend to you. And that is why we have lost a lot of people. You have accident on the road. There is no ambulance to come at your call. It is nowhere found in this nation. Then tell me, what are these politicians? What are they actually doing in that office? But meanwhile, when you start talking about the matters that concerns this nation, you end up being more aggravated, than talking peacefully. Because when you look at the whole system, you find that the system dreams in total darkness. Yes, it favors only those they know. Meanwhile, another information breaking that Ijele is coughing out blood in detention. The person where they bring the information now, Adeyanju, raises alarm over client's deteriorating health condition in prison. Of course, you know Ijele. Ijele is a man that he's should I say is a social media influencer, but luck ran out of him when he started involving himself in the issues that concerns Ebukobi, when he called Ebukobi a fake pastor. I think that was where his case started. But on this part, I want to say that, okay, let's go to the full detail of the information before I will come to this point. Social media influencer Mr. Chizorom Harrison Ofegbu, or Ijele, as he called, is coughing up blood in prison, his lawyer said. Ijele has been in detention at the Nigeria Correctional Center, Ikoyi, Lagos. According to the statement on Tuesday, Ijele was granted bail by a federal high court in Lagos on June 14, 2024. He is now coughing up blood and has no access to medical facilities to restore his health. The statement read in part, "We wish to draw the attention of the general public to the deteriorating health condition of our client, Mr. Chizorom Harrison Ofegbu Ijele, who has been detained since March 19, 2024 at the instance of the Nigeria Police Force on a poorly civil dispute. A few days ago, our attention was drawn to the fact that our client, who is currently detained at the Nigeria Correctional Center, is coughing out blood. When I don't see as it happen. Meanwhile, I would say Nnamdi Ebukobi Yaramakwano Nwanne, because Jesus Christ of Nazareth, who is the example of believers and our example, he was beaten and battered, he was spat on. A lot of things were done against him, but Jesus never revolted. He never, even when Peter took a sword and cut the ear of one of the Pharisees, a servant of the Pharisees that came to arrest him, Jesus did not do anything. He rather said, Peter, Jesus picked the ear, cleaned it of sand, and put it back on the guy's ear. That was his last miracle before he went to the cross, according to the record of the scriptures. Now, as Christians, we are meant to believe that Christians are meant to follow solely on Jesus Christ's example, because in Antioch, according to the record of the Act of Apostles, that was when this name Christians, because I know that some of these religious leaders, some of them don't even know this history. The first place those who believe in Jesus Christ were called Christians was in Antioch. And what transpired in Antioch was that these people were seen behaving like Jesus. Their character and that of Jesus was the same. Of course, you know that this will make you to understand that Jesus also had influenced a lot of people with his character, and he had built a reputation that whenever people see a particular style, trend, or function, or maybe balance or imbalance, they already can differentiate whether this is the type of life of Jesus or not. Even though in this century we are not opportune to be a first-hand witness of what actually transpired in those age, but I believe that some of these things were recorded for record and reference purposes. So if you say you are actually a Christian and you want to be Christ-like, I don't see any need of dabbling with an individual that decided to come out and say that you are fake. A lot of people have said this thing to people like Father Mbaka and the rest of them. I've never seen any day that Mbaka rose to say, okay, I'm gelling this. Even when, that's one of the reasons people respect Father Mbaka. Even when he was stripped of all his titles in the Catholic Church, he never said, I'm leaving Catholic Church. His first adoration center was taken away from him. Mbaka never did anything. He was still there in the Catholic Church because he believed that his oath is to his bishop, and his bishop is his Lord, and he is supposed to respect his bishop. And this brings me to some of these churches that does not have anybody to answer to except somebody they choose to call their mentor, their father in the Lord, but they are not answering to anybody. Their sole founder, their sole GO, their sole bishop of that particular institution. And this is just, let me not call it scam, but somehow it is not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a structure that is not made for one person, whereby every other person will have access to that particular structure. And I will say kudos to the Orthodox on this particular point. Meanwhile, Jesus was spat on, he was flogged, he was beaten, he was insulted, assaulted, but he made no comments. And that is why the Bible recorded, like a lamb that is being led to slaughter, he said he made no comment. Meanwhile, this is where I'll be winding down the curtain. But before I will wind down the curtain, let's go back to the issue of Mazi and the Kanu again. Ohanezendigbo 1 of Ndigbo. You will find out that people are actually using this guy as a political tool. Let me explain myself. The last election that brought Governor Soludo of Anambra State into existence promised that immediately they get into office, that their first mission and whatever they are going to do is to make sure that MNK is released from the DSS detention. But after this government took over the office, Yes, of course. You will tell me that yes, Soludo went, he visited, he snapped picture with him. But after snapping picture with him, after visiting him, what are other efforts that he had made? Of course, every information that concerns Kanu and Soludo sank into the water immediately after the election. There was no more moves and the rest of them. Now, this time, somebody like Ifeanyi Oba is also he's dreaming of becoming the governor of Anambra State. And the first thing he did was to go to the DSS detention with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's wife to visit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, this, that, and that. It's just to gather people, it's just to create awareness for themselves. If they actually want the interest of Ndigbo and also the interest of the duo, Kanu, why not meet the president? Why not schedule a meeting with the president? The president, yes, is the first citizen of the country, but he is not a spirit. He's a human being who can be assessed and approached. And I believe that these governors, these senators, have the access to approach the president anytime they feel like. Because he's their president, and they're also somehow meant to report back to him. But meanwhile, you have known the nation, and you have known that these politicians are a set of greedy people who are doing things on their own personal interests for their family, me, I, and myself. The country, they say their senators and their constituencies, there are no roads there. But these politicians are riding Land Cruisers, latest model. Their constituencies, there are no good road, no good hospital for the pregnant women, no good maternity, no good electricity network. In some villages, these people barely enjoy electricity. I've been in a lot of villages in Nigeria. You find out that these people barely know what is called electricity. Go to Ivory Coast. In Ivory Coast, if you pass through a thatch house, I mean a thatch house. When I mean a thatch house, I mean a thatch house, a mud house. These mud houses have electricity, even inside the villages. But come to here, we say Nigeria, we hail thee. We're actually hailing you, nation that is called Nigeria. Meanwhile, this is where I'll be winding down the curtain on this particular set of addiction. And if this is your first time of joining us on this wonderful channel, kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news is dropping, you'll be the first to take it. Thank you for listening. God bless you.